Smash and Compare!
Well, we see you've snuck your way into Smash and Compare. Good for you. We would kick you out, but since you're already trespassing, we might as well talk about something. The word unexpected character gets thrown around a lot. It's used for Marth and Rob and the other weird additions to the series. But some of the most unexpected characters in Smash are the third-party characters, and that brings us to Solid Snake. What's interesting is that he comes from M-rated games which are filled with violence, swearing, and just a bunch of stuff you wouldn't normally see stating by, say, Mario and Kirby. So join us as we look at perhaps one of the most fascinating characters in Smash's history. Snake's entry has him appearing out of thin air, or so it seems. Because what really happens is that Snake will make his camouflage suit stop activating and reveals himself to his opponents. Why he never thinks of using this trick in battle, I don't know. Snake will sometimes say, "Kept you waiting, huh?" when appearing. The intro is a reference to the intro of Metal Gear Solid 2. His jumps as well as his dash don't really have any history, but he does have this little tip and crawling animation. His crawl and duck reference how spies usually go down low to avoid being seen, and he generally moves this way in the Metal Gear games. His regular ground attack is 2 punches followed with a spin kick. The first 2 punches do 4% and 3%, while the kick does 7% with high knockback. This is based off the attack combo from the first 2 Metal Gear Solid games. His F-tilt will make him do a knee thrust, and he will do a swing with his arms if the attack button is pressed again. This move is known for its long range, good KOing power, and an invisible disjointed hitbox that knocks opponents vertically. It does 12 to 13%. His D-tilt will make him kick while prone and does 10%. It has vertical knockback and has KO potential on most characters if they're at least 120%. For his dash attack, Snake will do a somersault which does 6 to 12%. The way he rolls is similar to his rolling style in the Metal Gear Solid series. For his forward smash, Snake will take out an RPG-7 and point it at the ground, causing a huge explosion. It has very slow startup lag, but makes up for it with the insane knockback. It's the 3rd strongest forward smash in the game behind DDD and Ike, and does 30 to 31% uncharged and 22% charged. His up smash is actually a projectile like Mega Man's forward smash. Snake will slam a mortar in front of himself and fire a shell that does 10%. The shell moves almost completely vertically with a bit of random horizontal movement. The shell, after completing its journey, will fall down, still being able to cause high damage. Now oddly enough, charging the smash attack doesn't cause it to gain power, but instead makes it go faster and higher. Fully charged, it gains the best vertical reach of any attack by far, since it goes up as high as the large stage builder area. The mortar itself will knock opponents into its range of fire and does 4%. For some reason, the mortar will break breakable blocks in the subspace emissary, but the shell won't. Snake's down smash plants a claymore on the ground. If anyone, including Snake, steps on it, then the weapon will explode, doing 14% uncharged or 19 to 29% fully charged. He can't plant more than 1 claymore at a time, though Snake can change its location by planting it somewhere else. If the platform the claymore is on disappears, then whatever it touches while it's falling will make it explode, including the ground. His Nair is performing 4 kicks in quick succession. This move has a lot of lag and is easily punishable. Plus it's hard to get all kicks on a grounded opponent. However, the 4th kick has very high horizontal knockback. The move is the most damaging Nair in the game if all hits connect. The first kick does 6%, the second 5%, the third 4%, and the fourth 13%. This leads to a total of 28%. His fair is an axe kick down. While this move has a lot of lag, it's a very powerful meteor smash with great vertical and horizontal reach. The move can also star KO opponents who are at least 100%. It also does 14 to 15%. His bear is a kick from behind. This is a good KOing move when sweet spotted, and it does 16%. It comes out fast and it has high ending lag. Unfortunately, it can't be auto-cancelled, which means that it's highly punishable if it misses. His U-air is a kick that does 14%. It comes out fast like his bear, but it has a considerable amount of ending lag like all of Snake's aerials. It has good vertical knockback and range. It KOs opponents who are over 100% usually. His dare is 4 kicks aimed downwards. The first kick does 6%, the second and third do 5%, and the last does 12%. This move, however, has a lot of lag. But since its combined damage is 28%, like the Nair, it is often considered one of the strongest dares in the game. His grab is unique in the fact that he doesn't hold you in place. No, he puts you in a chokehold, which is pretty fitting for Snake, as he'd often sneak behind enemy guards and break their necks in the same fashion. His pummel makes him tighten his chokehold for 2%. For his forward throw, he'll flip opponents and then drop them. Some people call this attack a scoop slam. It does 9%. For his back throw, he'll throw the opponent backwards. This also does 9% and is stronger than the forward throw. His up throw has Snake banging the opponent on the ground, which makes them fly up in the air. This does 10%. It can lead into his U-tilt at lower percentages. And his down throw isn't really a throw. He'll basically make the opponent suffocate and pass out on the floor, which ends up doing 12%. Many pros call this the best throw in Brawl since it's one of the best tech chase moves in the game. Let's sneak our way to some specials. For his neutral special, Grenade, Snake will pull out, what else? A grenade. If he holds the special button, then he'll continue to hold onto it, while releasing the button, or just pressing it in the first place, will make him throw it. When pulled out, these grenades have 3 seconds before they explode, which is a fact printed on the grenades themselves. Snake can throw the grenades in different ways by the player by pressing backward, forward, or doing nothing at all on the D-pad. These grenades can be picked up and thrown by other players and don't explode on contact. 2 grenades can be put on the screen at a time. The grenade does 3 to 4% while the explosion does 12%. If Snake shields while holding a grenade, then the grenade will drop right beside him. This can be used to throw the grenade like other handheld items, or it can make him trick opponents into attacking it and blowing him up. Grenades can help Snake's air mobility. They have been a staple to the Metal Gear Solid series and can be found in places like lockers or storerooms. The text on the grenade says, "Grenade, delay 3.0, and under it reads SM2305-146. The grenades themselves appear to be M67 fragmentation grenades. Snake's S special is the remote missile, or Nitika as some call it. This move will make Snake fire a missile. The missile can be controlled, though it will travel at a slower pace if the direction is changed. After a while, the missile will drop down and is still able to hurt opponents. Now Snake is very vulnerable with this move, but he can cancel it by shielding. If he cancels it, the missile will simply drop. The move does 14% and has good horizontal knockback. The missile though can be forced to change direction if it takes knockback. In the games, it will be used to target out-of-reach targets. This is one of Snake's few weapons to be essentially completely fiction. For this move, a flying reconnaissance machine will come and carry Snake out of whatever situation he's in. This travels a good amount and can be cancelled by air dodging or using any move besides the U special. If the Cypher is released, then it'll become a projectile that flies in the air doing 6%. Snake will take no knockback from attacks that do 7% or less while doing this move. Sadly, Cypher moves slowly, and if Snake is grabbed and not thrown or hit, then he won't be able to use the move till he's hit again. If he stops the move very close to the ground, then he'll have no landing lag at all. Though he won't be able to use Cypher again until he leaves the ground and re-lands. The move comes from the flying security cameras in the Metal Gear Solid games, but they also exist in real life. The Cypher is a flying aircraft in production in the US government used to carry stuff. Funny thing is that the weight limit for them is 50 pounds, and all the gear that Snake carries makes him the 3rd heaviest character in the game, so this would be impossible for him to do in real life. His D special, C4, is possibly his best move. With this move, Snake will plant a C4 bomb on the ground. If he uses the move again, he detonates the bomb while saying, "Now!" The explosion from it is pretty strong and can KO at mid-high percentages. This move is effective because it can be hidden in the shadows of some stages and is a generally powerful trap. It can be placed on the ground, walls, and even characters themselves. This move is best used in the air since the animation is less obvious and faster. It also can be used for recovering. If Snake does a C4 mid-air, then he can fast fall into it, making it explode on himself, and therefore letting him use the Cypher again. On characters, it does 17%, while it does 13 to 17% on a floor or wall. It is a device that can be molded with clay into any shape and is safer than other bombs because it can only go off by the user. Snake has a 1 in 6 chance of pulling out a butterfly C3 instead of a blocky C4. This C3 is from Metal Gear Solid 3, where Naked Snake, please don't take that out of context, used a butterfly-shaped C3 to destroy a liquid fuel tank. And for his final smash, we have the grenade launcher. When this move is used, Snake will crouch and say, "It's showtime." After that, a helicopter will pick him up, allowing the camera to move to an over-shoulder view for Snake. He'll then use crosshairs to shoot people in the foreground. The grenades do about 18% each. He can fire up to 12 shots. Once 6 shots are fired, he'll reload the gun. Once all the shots are fired, that's the end of the final smash. Now if Snake has an effect, then it's sometimes able to be seen in the final smash. Like if he has a metal cap, or Starman, or even a bunny hood, it'll be visible through the attack. Probably the most hilarious effect is when Snake does the move with a smoke ball on him. Snake has used the grenade launcher in various games, though the final smash bears a resemblance to a part in Metal Gear Solid 2. At one part of the game, Snake has to shoot at a helicopter that's being controlled by Solid as Snake. It is thought that the person driving the helicopter is Otacon in Brawl, because that's how it was in the Metal Gear game. But have you ever wondered why the amount of ammo is 12 in Brawl? Well, this is a bit of a stretch, but in the Metal Gear series, Revolver Ocelot's signature weapon has 6 shots. But in Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3, the boss battle with him has Ocelot having 2 of the previously mentioned weapons. That means he has 12 shots, so the attack is potentially a reference to a scene in Metal Gear Solid 2, though the ammo amount is maybe from an Ocelot boss fight in Metal Gear Solid 3. Now let's look at Snake's 3 taunts. Oh wait, I mean 1 taunt. Just 1. His only taunt is a cardboard box. That's it. He'll just go into a box, probably imagining he's on a robot pirate island or whatever. The U taunt is a box that's quick to cancel, the D taunt is a box that's slow to cancel, and the S taunt is one that's between those speeds. The box can hurt people for 1 to 3%, and even GIMP characters. Every character but DK will throw the box after they pick it up. This is weird because boxes, well, they really aren't that heavy. In the Metal Gear series, characters like Snake would often hide in boxes to avoid being seen. The reason the box says Smash Bros on it and not something from the Metal Gear Solid series is because there are many different types of boxes in terms of design. Snake, of course, has 2 idle poses. His first one has him scratching his beard because with all the Diddy Kong hair and Ivysaur leaves, it gets pretty itchy. His second one is him being alert by looking behind himself. His victory theme is the Game Over theme from Metal Gear Solid. Wait, what? That's right, the victory theme is a Game Over theme. Just brilliant. Though it's also the melody that plays whenever you complete VR training, so it kinda makes sense. And for his victory poses. His first one has him taking off his box and saying, "Not even close." For the second one he says, "Colonel, mission accomplished," into his codec. The codec is a talking device in the Metal Gear Solid series. And for the third one he's rolling around saying, "This is Snake, I'm done here." We won't really talk about cheers, but Snake's cheer is a reference to whenever he gets a game over in the Metal Gear games. In those games they say Snake, 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 just like this cheer. Well, that was a nice episode, wasn't it, people behind the screen? Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, guys. We post daily Smash facts, plus there's polls, giveaways, and so much more. It's amazing, so go follow it now. Feel free to like or dislike this video, the choice is yours, so choose wisely. Leave a comment and tell us what you thought of today's episode of Smash and Compare. Hop on the bandwagon and follow my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that your day is a great one.